My friends, let's talk about what it really takes to chase your dreams and turn them into reality. Many of us believe success comes from having the perfect team, supportive friends, or a cheering crowd behind us. But here's the raw truth. When you first set out to pursue your passion, you're often on your own. Your vision might feel like a lonely spark in a world that doesn't yet see its glow. People may not get it, some might laugh, others will doubt you, and a few might even try to pull you back. But here's what you need to hold on to. Your dream is yours to carry. Waiting for others to believe in it before you start could mean waiting forever. Every great achievement begins with one person bold enough to take that first step alone. When you share your big idea with the world, don't expect a standing ovation. Most people won't see what you see. They'll hear your plans, nod politely, but deep down, they might think it's a long shot. Some will flat out tell you it's impossible. They might say, that's too risky, or you're not ready yet, or even, you can't do it. And you know what? That's okay. Their doubts don't define your path. Your belief in yourself matters more than their approval. Think about it. When you tell your friends or family about your dream, how do they react? Often, they're cautious. Not because they don't care, but because they can't envision what's burning in your heart. Your dream is yours alone until you make it real enough for others to see. When I launched my first project, I faced a wall of skepticism. People told me I lacked experience, money, and connections. Some even said, stop dreaming. Dreams don't pay the bills. But I held fast to my vision. Not because I was smarter or better than anyone else, but because I refused to let their doubts steer my life. If you let every piece of criticism shape your choices, you're handing over control of your future. The harsh reality is that people often only believe in you after you've succeeded. They'll cheer when you're on stage, but when you're grinding behind the scenes, don't expect a crowd. That's where most people quit. They share their goals, get no encouragement, and give up. But true winners, they don't wait for applause. They start in the quiet and keep going. Here's another layer to this: fear. People's doubts often come from their own fears of failure. If they're too scared to chase their dreams, they'll assume you should be too. That fear can spread like wildfire if you let it creep into your mind. Sometimes the loudest doubts come from those closest to you. Your parents urging you to take a safe job, your friends suggesting you relax instead of hustling, or even a teacher saying, you don't have the skills. Those words sting because you expect support from the people you love. But here's the thing, they're speaking from their own experiences and limitations, not yours. Your vision is beyond their imagination, and that's okay. So how do you deal with all this skepticism? You don't need to argue or fight to prove them wrong. The best response is to let your actions do the talking. Work quietly, show up every day, and stay consistent. Over time, your results will shout louder than any words you could say. People might not believe in your ideas at first, but they can't argue with what you achieve. The key is to accept that not everyone will support you, and that's normal. You don't need the world's approval or even 10 people cheering you on. You just need one, you. When you truly believe in yourself, you'll find the strength to keep moving, even when the world is silent. Let's shift gears for a moment. When we dream big, it's easy to picture something massive, a thriving business, wealth, or world-changing impact. But those huge goals can feel overwhelming, making you think, I don't have the money, the team, or the resources. That fear stops so many people before they even start. They kill their dreams early, expecting to begin at the top. But here's the truth. Every big success starts small. A mighty oak grows from a tiny acorn. A 1,000-mile journey begins with one step. Even the biggest companies in the world started with a single idea, a desk and a laptop. Don't wait for a skyscraper to appear. Start by laying one brick. When I began pursuing my own ideas, I had nothing. No cash, no investors, no network. But I had a spark of vision and a whole lot of grit. Instead of aiming for something huge right away, I asked myself, what's the smallest step I can take today with what I have? That's the mindset you need. Waiting until everything is perfect means you'll never start, but taking a small step now, even with limited resources, puts you on the path. Many people, especially younger folks, crave instant results. Millions of followers in a year, a mansion in months, fame in days. But success doesn't work like that. It's like building muscle. You don't lift one weight and become strong overnight. You show up daily, lift a little more each time, and grow stronger over months. Big dreams give you direction, but small actions give you momentum. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. Staring at the peak can make it feel impossible, but focusing on the next step, then the next, gets you closer to the top. Starting small also means smaller mistakes. If you stumble early on, the fall won't break you. You learn, adjust, and try again. Those early failures are gifts. They teach you what works and what doesn't. If you fail big, without those lessons, you risk losing everything. People might mock small beginnings, saying that's too tiny to matter. But they don't understand growth. Small steps are the seeds of greatness. You don't need to impress anyone on day one. Just take that first step, then another, and keep going. Starting small also keeps you humble. It reminds you that a dream alone doesn't make you special. You have to earn it through hard work. That humility builds a foundation strong enough to last. Always keep two images in your mind: the big vision that inspires you and the small step you can take today. One fuels your heart, the other moves your feet. Here's a trap many fall into: waiting for someone to save them. They hope for a mentor, an investor, or a friend to push them forward. But no one's coming to carry your dream for you. When I was younger, I thought, if I could just meet the right person, everything would fall into place. I was wrong. The world doesn't reward waiting, it rewards action. Relying on yourself doesn't mean you'll always be alone, but it means taking responsibility for your journey. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Start with what you have, even if it's just a few bucks or a couple of hours a day. Investors don't back ideas, they back people who've already taken action. When you rely on yourself, you uncover strengths you didn't know you had. You learn to solve problems, think creatively, and make do with less. That's how real entrepreneurs are born, not in comfort, but in challenge. Yes, it can feel lonely watching others have fun while you grind, but that's the price of independence. If you can push through alone, now one day others will want to join you. Self-motivation is your secret weapon. You can't depend on others to cheer you on every day. In school, teachers reminded you to do your homework. But life isn't like that. No one's gonna nudge you to wake up early or keep working. You have to be your own spark. Find your why, the reason behind your dream. If it's just about money, you'll quit when the cash doesn't flow fast. But if it's about creating something meaningful, solving a problem, or becoming your best self, you'll keep going through the tough days. Build self-motivation with small wins. Set a tiny goal each day. Read a chapter, finish a task, or exercise for 10 minutes. These victories, no matter how small, tell your brain, I've got this. They stack up, building confidence that fuels your drive. Discipline is just as crucial. Motivation fades, but discipline keeps you moving. When you don't feel like it, action creates energy, not the other way around. Even when you're failing, remind yourself why you started. A bad day isn't a bad life. Protect your environment too. Surround yourself with inspiring books, driven people, and habits that push you forward. Your dream is your responsibility, so wake up every day and tell yourself, let's keep going. The world is noisy. Everyone has an opinion about your goals. Some will call you crazy for leaving a stable job. Others will say you're boring for skipping parties to work. If you fail, they'll say, told you so. If you listen to every voice, you'll lose your own. Learn to filter the noise. Take advice from those who've walked your path, but smile, and let go of criticism from those who haven't tried. The loudest doubts often come from within, those inner whispers saying, you're not enough. Silence them with action. Every small step proves those doubts wrong, building a stronger inner voice. Sometimes the noise disguises itself as care. Your family might urge you to play it safe because they love you. Friends might tell you to chill so you don't burn out. Respect their intentions, but don't let their fears steer your path. The more progress you make, the quieter the noise gets. Doubters turn into supporters when your results shine. Focus on building, not arguing. Your work will answer the critics better than words ever could. Failure is another hurdle you'll face, but it's not the enemy, it's your greatest teacher. Unlike books or lectures, failure gives you lessons that stick. Think about learning to ride a bike. You fell, maybe cried, but those tumbles taught you balance. Life's the same. Every failure shows you what doesn't work, pushing you to adapt and grow. When I was younger, I flunked exams, bombed interviews, and watched my first projects crash. Each felt like the end, but looking back, those failures built my resilience. They taught me to think differently and stay humble. Most people see failure as a stop sign, but it's just feedback, a nudge to try a new approach. Thomas Edison didn't quit after thousands of failed light bulbs. He kept experimenting. Successful people don't fail less, they learn more. Failure reveals your character, testing your patience and grit. It teaches empathy, creativity, and persistence. A win feels sweeter because you know the sting of defeat. To learn from failure, ask, what went wrong? What can I do better? Treat each setback as a personal coach, guiding you towards stronger, lasting success. Loneliness is part of the journey too. In the beginning, there's no crowd, no applause, just you and your dream. It's easy to feel isolated when others are out having fun while you're grinding. But loneliness isn't a weakness, it's a forge for strength. Great athletes train alone for years before the spotlight hits. Those quiet hours build discipline and focus. Loneliness forces you to face your fears and weaknesses, helping you grow stronger. It's not about being unloved, it's about sharpening your resolve. While others chase fleeting pleasures, you're investing in a future they'll one day admire. Don't expect support to magically appear when you start. Friends might question you, family might push you towards safe choices, and society might stay silent. That's normal. People fear what they don't understand, and your bold path makes them uneasy. Support often comes after success, not before. Plant your seed alone, nurture it, and when it grows, people will gather. Relying on yourself makes you unstoppable. Support becomes a bonus, not a necessity. People are drawn to value, not promises. In the early days, your dream is just a spark to others. They won't see its potential until you make it real. Focus on creating something meaningful, whether it's a business, art, or personal growth. A new restaurant doesn't draw crowds on day one, but if the food's great, word spreads. Your work is the same. Build consistently, improve daily, and your results will pull people in. Value builds trust, and trust brings the right. Supporters, mentors, partners, friends who see what you've created. The journey to success isn't always sunny. There will be dark days, failures, doubts, and moments when nothing seems to work. Survival is your goal here, not speed. Like a bamboo tree, you might water your dream for years with no visible growth, but your roots are deepening. Hard times build resilience and patience, qualities you won't gain in easy seasons. Keep going, even when the light feels far off. Adjust, live leaner, change strategies, but stay in the game. Every storm ends, and when the sun breaks through, your struggles will make sense. You'll see the pain, the lonely nights, and the doubts as the foundation of your story. Chasing your dreams alone isn't about isolation. It's about strength. It's about believing in yourself when no one else does, pushing through silence and learning from every fall. Your resilience, discipline, and small steps build a foundation that can't be shaken. When success arrives, the world will see your shine, but you'll know the truth. You made it because you dared to walk alone, refused to quit, and turned your dream into reality, one determined step at a time.